It's your boy Young Moolah Man, always and forever a triple threat. Yes, y'all. With the new intro, we are ready. We are back for Triple Threat, an NBA DFS showcase for this Friday, December 12th, 2025. We have a very tantalizing 6-game slate over here on DraftKings. We're going to continue to embark on this journey. We just ask that you kindly subscribe to our channel, like the video. Feel free to leave a comment for your boy here at GAB Sports. As we start off with every show, allow us to introduce ourselves. We are gentle and blissful, gifted and beautiful, generous and benevolent, and most appreciatively, we are grateful and blessed. We are guidelines to achieve and build. GAB Sports, it's your boy, Young Moolah. All right, so let's go ahead and get right to it, right? We're going to get to the featured segment here at the Triple Threat NBA DFS Showcase. That would be our plays of the day. Today's Triple Threats. We are back for our today's Triple Threats for Friday, December 12th, 2025. Yes, the calendar has turned and we're headed into the holiday season where basketball becomes more of a priority, right? The network starts streaming more games. The NFL season's winding down. You know, the playoffs obviously are going to be big, but the NBA becomes front and center in a lot of people's minds. The games get a little better, and hopefully the contests on DraftKings become a little better. But we are here to provide our top plays. Going to give you some guys with value, and we're going to give you some top priority guys who we will in the best positions to crush on today's slate. All right, so we're going to start right off, right, with one of our value plays. We're going straight to the heart of Carolina, right? And we're coming with a guy, KJ Simpson. You know, he's the last man standing in the backcourt. There's no Trey Mann. There's no Colin Sexton. And there's no LaMelo Ball. Who will they turn to in the backcourt other than KJ Simpson, right? Easily see 34 minutes here for a guy like this. 32, let's just say. 32 minutes, pretty safe bet. And, yeah, it's in a pace game against that Chicago Bulls team. You know, the total coming in a little lower than I would expect, but you can easily see this game can be a 120, 124 game, right? Get 240 plus points. And with a price tag of just $4,500, KJ Simpson coming in as our top value of the day for the Charlotte Hornets. All right, sticking with that same game, our number 2 triple threat of the day, Brandon Miller, also on the Charlotte Hornets, and minus Melo, right? Minus Sexton. What does that usually mean? More opportunities for this guy who's a good scorer. Maybe 30 points here, 30 real points for a guy like Brandon Miller. He should get plenty of shot opportunities. And also, with those key guards out, we're going to see maybe a facet of his game that we don't always get to see. This guy can make plays, right? He can drive and dish. You know, he's got good vision. He just usually is more in a scoring mode for this team. But with the lack of the playmakers, we may see a little bit more assists coming at him today. Hopefully some two-way play where he gets, you know, some defensive statistics as well. But Brandon Miller, 6,700, is a very strong play, small forward position on DraftKings for the Charlotte Hornets. All right, here's a play that we're blast from the past. We're going to bring him back. Hopefully he's arisen from the dead. Hopefully his knees aren't hurting. Why? Because he's going to see that Pacer uniform on the other side, and maybe he'll see red. He's going to be like a bull in a ring, right? He sees red when he sees that Pacer uniform. So let him just go ahead and get out some of that frustration on his former team, right? Take it out on him. Go ahead and give us one of those blasts from the past games today. Paul George at 6,100. We love that price. And we have the possibility of Tyrese Maxey being sidelined today with an illness, and that will only enhance this play. We're going to base our exposure to this guy on that news of the availability of Tyrese Maxey. But we're going to have exposure either way, but we may have a ton of exposure if Tyrese Maxey is indeed ruled out. All right, Paul George coming in at 6,100, one of our triple threats of the day for the Philadelphia 76ers at home against the Indiana Pacers. All right, our next play. Well, we got to love this one. Yeah, this is probably one of our biggest pay-ups today we're going to have, and that is going to be Evan Mobley in a fantastic game environment against the Washington Wizards on the road. And it's, 244.5 point total. And you got to like this, as the Washington Wizards are one of the worst defensive teams against opposing bigs. I mean, they give it up routinely to opposing bigs. And with Jarrett Allen on the sidelines, this gives even more opportunity for the Cavaliers to feed their big man today. And also, he will have a little bit less resistance, a little bit less to defend, with Alex Sarr still being out for the Washington Wizards. So, Evan Mobley, one of our top spin ups at 8,700 today, coming in as a top triple threat for the Cleveland Cavaliers today versus the Washington Wizards. And rounding out our list, we're going to go ahead and go down south to the land of the blues, right? But we don't want this guy giving us the blues. Santi Aldama. Yeah, the guy who's been given the blues out of Memphis is JJJ. He's been terrible this year. Santi Aldama has emerged as one of the top scoring options for this Grizzlies team. And we do have the return of Ja Morant, which will, take a lot of usage away from some of those guys, but expect Ja Morant to possibly be on a minutes limit today in his return to the lineup. We're going to roll heavily with Santi Aldama, because actually there's also a void in the middle there with Zach Edey being out for this game. And they have a very tasty matchup against this Utah Jazz team, who are minus several bigs as well. And at 242.5, we like this pace of this game, and it's coming in as one of the later games, if not the latest game on the slate. So we love those valuable late minutes that we can get here to keep our lineups ascending up the standings. Santi Aldama as your fifth triple threat of the day. And so, in quick review of our today's triple threats, we have KJ Simpson, point guard for the Charlotte Hornets at home against the Chicago Bulls today, coming in at 4,500. And his teammate, we also included Brandon Miller, coming in at small forward position today versus in a very ideal matchup versus the Chicago Bulls. And without LaMelo Ball and Colin Sexton, look for Brandon Miller to get more scoring opportunities, and that's very good situation for a guy who's already a good scorer. And Paul George coming in as a blast from the past. Let's go ahead and get those squeaky knees oiled up, man, and hopefully the sight of those Pacers uniforms gets this guy's motor revved up for him to deliver a classic game for us, an all-around stat sheet stuffing game. Coming in at our fourth play of this slate, Evan Mobley in a great matchup on the road against the Washington Wizards. We love this situation as the Wizards just give it up to bigs. And our last today's triple threat will be Santi Aldama, Memphis Grizzlies at home against the very tantalizing, pace-friendly Utah Jazz. All right, today's triple threats. Go ahead and use them wisely, but use them frequently. There you have today's triple threats for December 12th, 2025, over here on DraftKings. All right, and basketball is always a fluid kind of a sport in DFS, and we do have to stay abreast of all the news. All right,
want to build a competitive lineup that we hope will get us in a position to just have a chance of taking down one of these contests, right? That's our goal always and forever here at GAB Sports, is to field the most competitive lineups using our top plays as the core centerpiece of the lineups. And we believe we have a good shot today as well, as we do each and every day. Okay, so we want to start this lineup off with a guy who I got my eyes on too. Spot. And that would be P.J. Washington. Yeah. Let's go ahead and slot him at the forward position. And who we'd want to play at the center spot in this lineup? Yeah. Okay. And didn't really like too many of the value plays there at the center spot so far. So we are going to roll with our guy. We're going to roll with one of our triple threats, Evan Mobley, in that great spot against the Washington Wizards there on the road. Okay. We know we can get some value for would be KJ Simpson, right? And now, there it is. The signal. We got the signal. The bat signal from up above coming down to let us know. The gong. We got the gong. The gong that makes us feel higher than Cheech and Chong right here on the Triple Threat DFS NBA Showcase. It's the gong that signifies the top play of the day. It's that guy. You know, you don't want to be without that guy. He's in our corner today, we believe. He's going to be a guy. We're just going to hand him the ball and say, go to work, young man. Yes, he's going to be the dude that goes hard. They go hard as a mother. Shut your mouth. The homeboy Hubie Hammond, top play of the day, coming at you right out of the Charlotte Hornets, out of that beehive that they have down there. We're going to go with Brandon Miller as your homeboy Hubie Hammond, top play of the day, December 12th, 2025, over here on DraftKings. Brandon Miller. Let's go ahead and do it. All right. And now, Paul George. Yeah. Squeaky knees and all. I believe in you today, buddy. But let's give him a quick update. What's up with Tyrese Maxey? He's still questionable. Did they give an update? Is he going to play? Oh, he's been ruled out. Yeah. That clears the runway. Clears the one way for us to go hard on this dude. Yeah, he may be our 1B for the homeboy Hubie Hammond. That'd be Paul George today. And now that leaves us with a cool 58 for the guard spot. All right, let's see who we want. Vince Williams, Cedric Coward, but Ja's back, right? Trey Jones. Trey Jones is an interesting spot with see if there's anything else we can adjust maybe at a later point in time. But we'll go ahead and lock this initial lineup in. All right, we have KJ Simpson and Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller being our homeboy Hubie Hammond, play of the day from the Charlotte Hornets. And we correlated those plays with Trey Jones of the Chicago Bulls. Then we had a pair of teammates in VJ Edgecombe and Paul George going up against the Indiana Pacers, who bring a lot of pace to games usually. And so Philly at home with Maxey out, Embiid always in a minutes limit. These two guys hopefully will be able to deliver the goods today for our team here. VJ Edgecombe, Paul George. Then we rounded it out with Evan Mobley at the center spot, one of our triple threats of the day, to go along with also another today's triple threat, Santi Aldama for the Memphis Grizzlies in that very late window game against the Utah Jazz. And then we also have a guy we like on one of the earlier games. We have PJ Washington of the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, this is the 300K Friday 8th, 100K to first place, 44,000 entries. Okay. And we're going to start off with that value play. We're just going to need that value in most of these lineups. All right. And Paul George, we still like you. Yeah, we still like Paul George in this spot against the Indiana Pacers. All right. And our homeboy, Hubie Hammond, will definitely be placed in this lineup. That will be Brandon Miller. And we also like another guy out of that game that we're going to roll with in the backcourt. That will be Con Knibble. So we'll take 3 Charlottes today. And on the other side of the ledger, I do want to play Vucevic. His price has been descending quite rapidly. I mean, it's part of that game stack. The Chicago Bulls, Charlotte Hornets. Guard spot, can we find a cheap guard that we do like? A cheap guard somewhere. Yeah, let's go ahead and put him in here. Brandon Williams. Give us a little bit of salary savings. We put him at the forward spot. Evan Mobley. All right. And at least with 6,100. Or closes Nurkic with Edie being out of there. Yeah, let's go ahead and roll with Nurkic. All right. So lineup build here today on Triple Threat, our NBA DFS showcase. Simpson, Con Kneippel, and our homeboy Hubie Hammond, top play of the day, Brandon Miller for your Charlotte Hornets here. And then we ran that back with Nikola Vucevic, the Chicago Bulls, give us a nice game stack there. And then we have Paul George, one of our triple threats of the day, facing off against his former team, the Indiana Pacers. And then we have a salary saver and Brandon Williams. And then we rounded the lineup out with Evan Mobley, another one of our triple threats of the day, and Jusuf Nurkic rounding this lineup out. So there you have our 2 lineup builds here on today's 6-game slate over here on DraftKings. So that'll do it for our show today, December 12th, 2025. It's going to be a 6-game slate where they have, a nice juicy contest, the $8 eights for the 100K to first. And we're just going to take a few shots at that one here today and get into some of our lower price contests as well. And there you have it. All right. Once again, thank you for joining us here. Please take the time to like the video, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, and take the time. Go ahead and check out our other videos that we have here that we're offering. We have a new series, Mission for Moolah. We revealed our best ball exposures, and we're feeling pretty good. Let's go ahead and check ours out and see. You'll know why once you see the guys we have. And that it's been a blast. Once again, thank you for joining us. Good luck to all. Peace. It's your boy, Young Moolah Man. Always and forever a triple threat.